Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again for another Kickstarter critique where I take a look at a different Kickstarter every single day at 2 p.m. However, sometimes we break that rule when we have a Fiverr, and right now, I actually got Fiverr. I got paid $20 to check out this one, so I'm excited to be checking out Quad City Killers, Murderous Fun for the Whole Family. Greetings from the Quad Cities, a killer getaway. You are a budding serial killer living in the Quad Cities as you begin your... Okay, so by Kyler Dexler Dakota. So the first thing I've noticed is that I had to scroll very, very far to find this on the tabletop games. So that tells me that the backers that you have right now, we got to get them more engaged, more enthusiastic about what's to come with this project, so you can get yourself higher on this list, because a lot of people don't make it down this far. So the first thing I see right here. So when I see this, I am thinking. I'm almost thinking like one of those things that I get a lot of advertisements on Facebook for, which is like be like to solve detective mysteries in your hometown type thing. So if that's the vibe you're trying to go for, I think you definitely nailed it. And if it's not the vibe you're going for, then maybe look into that. But let's check this out. I'm hoping it's a board game. I think it's a board game maybe, but I'm not sure. Okay. So yeah, the first thing is it's a board game. I would honestly... I would maybe make that completely obvious in that first thumbnail. Because when I look at it, I honestly just think it's one of those local things where it's like, oh, come down to the library and see where henceforth fell down. And, like they have the pictures of like, maybe I just get a lot of advertisements for that, but I don't know if you do. But that's what I think of so far. But let's check out the video.
Hey, y'all. I'm Dexter.
And I'm Adam. We're the creators of a unique board game, Quad City Killers.
Quad City Killers has been our 2020 labor of love. In the game, players compete as serial killers, attacking and dispatching prey and collecting trophies.
So the first thing I want to mention right here, I really like this, and I say this to people all the time. You don't have to have a crazy, high-quality, professional-looking camera to do these style videos. Just set it up, shoot what happens, and you're probably going to find some good stuff. So what I see right now is playtesting. I see playtesting. I see different people playing the game at this store, and that tells me already I feel somewhat comfortable knowing that this game is not going to be broken right from coming out of the box. Because let's be honest, we've all heard of the Kickstarters that do that. We have heard of the Kickstarters that do that, so I like this. I like this beginning right here.
Players travel between cities, creating scenarios and hunting prey in a competition to determine who is the alpha.
Players begin in one of 6 cities with their dexterity, a particular victimology, and a handful of resource cards.
One other thing that I really like there is you got some really expressive shots, like the one where the kid was like, and he was like, bah, bah, bah. That was good. That was good. That was very good. I like this so far.
Each turn begins by hunting, revealing a new prey from the deck, and placing that card in the appropriate city. Okay,
so this is now one of those things that I always mention, which is that I hope you're not trying to teach me how to play the game in this video. I'm a firm believer that this video should, kind of sweep me off my feet and make me say, wow, I got to get this game. And then I look at the price and I say, okay, this price is reasonable. I like what you're serving here. And then maybe I go look into the gameplay and how exactly it works and the videos and whatnot. So I hope this picks up a little bit and doesn't just get into kind of a slow rule book creep. And I'm pretty sure if you look at your video metrics, because I'm pretty sure they still let you do that, I think, where you can see where people start teetering off on your video, and you can go from there. Because if I'm completely wrong and people are still like actively engaged, but if it's like if it's a slow creep like this, that means you gotta spice it up, I think.
The player then examines the prey's victimology, defense, and notoriety, and chooses whether or not to attack them.
So that was a lot. So I'm sort of assessing the thing, the stuff, the guy with the sign with the Thar, and I'm like, I don't know what any of that stuff is. I just came in the door 48 seconds ago. What?
After the initial hunt, players perform up to 3 of 5 different actions.
These actions include traveling to a different city, using a scenario card from your hand, discarding from your hand, revealing additional prey, and of course, attacking.
You may choose.
It's just system overload. You're uploading so much stuff right now on me, and I don't think that's what people come to Kickstarter for. And what I say by that is, I always feel like Kickstarter is much more of like a shopping experience. Like you're coming to Kickstarter is like going to the mall and you're like, maybe I'll buy a board game today. All right, dance for me, Kickstarter pages, dance for me. And then, you know, you're like, ooh, this one, I really like this one because of X, Y, and Z, and you back it and boom, that's how we play the game. And maybe you come back next week. So I feel like a video like this isn't like really gripping many people. I feel like this is the stuff, this is how the sausage gets made, and I'm always a firm believer that needs to go a little bit lower. Maybe give me a slight taste of it. Tell me about the cool mechanisms, the unique thing in the game, the, you know, if there's like dual use cards or something, just throw in the buzzword, the dual use card system, we have a triple use card system, stuff like that, things to pique my interest, and then if I really want to look into exactly how more of it works, then I go lower.
Choose any action in any order or quantity, but no more than 3 per turn.
I also like how you're focusing in particular on showing the family aspect of this. I think that's the second or third person under 18 that I've probably seen. That's great. That's what I love as well. Like, it's more playtesting, which I love the fact that you're showcasing that here, and also piquing my interest as a family gamer. You know, if I have a son anywhere around that age, you know, that's my son in 5 years. So I say, okay, my interest is piqued in this game, because I want to have that experience with my son.
As players rack
love it.
up trophies, their dexterity and notoriety increase, and so does the heat in each city, raising the prey's defense.
Quad City Killers ends when the first player reaches the peak of their dexterity scale. At this point, players examine their trophies, tally their notoriety, and determine which player gets to brag about their ruthless efficiency.
Thanks everyone for checking us out.
We trust you'll enjoy our game. After all, what are we without trust?
Okay. I like a lot about that video. I really do. I absolutely have no doubt in my mind that this is going to be a solid game now. Like, that is the furthest thought in my mind, because I saw so many different people. I saw probably 20 people in that video, and they were having fun. They look good. You set the scene. Well done. So, 27,350, 50 backers, 43 days to go. All right. Kyler, Dexter, Dakota, let's see what was the first created. 16 backs, looks good. Looks like you're a member of the community. Oh, this is the other big thing. Oh, this is huge. This is so huge. Get on Board Game Geek. I'm pretty sure I did not see that this is on Board Game Geek. Board Game Geek is the most comprehensive board game website on the planet. It is, quite honestly, the only board game website that really matters. You know, you have Amazon when it comes to buying board games, and then Kickstarter. But, like, when it comes to just looking up information about board game, there's no strong argument for any other website on the planet aside from Board Game Geek. There's like 150,000 million games listed here, and chances are some of the cool mechanisms that you have in your game are going to instantly intrigue people on that site, and you'll start gaining fans. You can start posting some of these videos and these pictures on there, and it's like there's millions upon millions upon millions of users on Board Game Geek, and absolutely you got to get yourself on Board Game Geek, because that is the biggest takeaway from this video. Whew. Board Game Geek, must, essential. In Quad City Killers, okay. So what do I want here? Now? So normally, if the video really wows me, I want to know the price, first off. I still feel like I want to know the price here, so I hope the price is relatively early, because I feel like it should always just rip that Band-Aid off. Story. In Quad City Killers, players compete against one another as serial killers using weapons, modifiers, and scenarios. Players attack and acquire their prey while avoiding heat from law enforcement. Okay. Woo! So that's a theme that's going to turn off a lot of people. But, I mean, it is what it is. You see, Quad City Killers, it's called Killers, it's kind of known it from the door, so it is what it is. People immediately, some left, some are here, so it is what it is. I have no issues with it. Players take turns traveling between cities, hunting and attacking their prey with a combination of card play and dice rolls. I do see how a lot of people would have issue with it, though. I like the fact that you're actively hunting and killing people. I know it's just a huge turnoff to so many people. Players take turns traveling between cities, hunting and attacking their prey with a combination of card play and dice rolls. As activity increases in each city, so does the heat. Law enforcement presence will rise with each attack and make it harder and harder to acquire your prey. Fortunately for our players, the more you kill, the more your skill increases, allowing you to take one step ahead of the law and your friends around the table. Your prey are people, right? As serial killers. So here's the first thing. What was the first created? That's another thing I want to see. Because if this is the relaunch... No. Okay. bad. We were handcrafted. Okay, so this is something completely different. Whatevs. Straight from the record. Nobody cares about that. Well, I mean, nobody cares about that like in a negative way. I'm not gonna be like, man, he failed at making butterscotch stuff. Like, I'm not gonna bag his board game. Nobody says that. Let's play. Players take turns clockwise. So I think the biggest thing I would take away from this is it's gonna be such a hard sell. It is gonna be such an insanely hard sell for so many people to play a game about actively going out and murdering other people. And I'm not saying that it's not going to be possible to fun, because we do first-person shooter video games and all sorts of things like that. But in a board game, it's much more, I don't know, it's just a different thing. So I would do one of two things. Is either I would soften that, potentially, to make it so you're not killing them, but you're, I don't know, it's like you tase them, you know, and you're using tasers or something, so they're not actually dying, you know, because that could be fun, you know. That sounds like a really fun movie. Like, oh, you know, you got these serial killers with guns, but all the guns have, you know, tranquilizer darts, and the last serial killer left is the king of the serial killer. That sounds like a spectacular comedy. I'd watch that comedy tomorrow. Or the other thing I would say is, if you're going to do it, you lean into it hard. You say, this is about being a serial killer and unleash your action cards upon your prey. Like, I would say those are the two paths that I would probably take with this theme, because it's going to be such a humongous turnoff to such a gigantic portion of the board game hobby. But so right now you're kind of just in the middle. Like, I guess I didn't Quad City Killers. It could. I don't know. Let's keep going. Let's play. Players take turns clockwise on the map. You begin your turn by hunting, revealing a new prey card. This is cool. This looks good. I like seeing this. Like, if this is just a page from the rules, I do like this. Because I guess, you know, that theme is coming across. Well, I don't. Is this the theme? Yeah, I guess this is the theme. Yeah. The theme's coming across. And I see pictures, illustrations, examples, and that's what I love to see. You know, like, if I don't care about the theme, if that doesn't bug me at all, then I'm excited to see, oh, you're just, okay, so now I'm seeing these pictures, these examples, these arrows. This looks like a well-done rule book, and I like that it's here. I still want to see the price, though. I want to see so let's see, I want to see the player count, I want to see the price, I want to see how long it takes to play, and I don't see any of those on the first image. I don't see them anywhere up here. I don't see him anywhere there. That's very valuable information for me as a purchaser. I need to know, is this a solo game? Can I play it by myself? Can I, you know, hunt AI? Or is this could it be a cooperative game? Or who knows? I need to know something about the game. And right now, you've taught me how to play the game you've taught me, you know, XYZ before you teach me ABC. And maybe it was mentioned in the video. It very well could have been very at the beginning, but that was so far. That was so long away. We made this game by combining some of our best creative qualities. We're pretty pleased with ourselves and the results. And like I said, I have no doubt about the game. Like, that's something you did in spades in that video. I have no doubt in my mind that this is a sound and fun and enjoyable game. Which is, you know, I see a lot of these big minis games, and that's one of the primary concerns I still have with them, and the fact that you were able to do that pretty seamlessly in your video. Now, I felt like was very well done there. But right now, I still don't know the player count unless you mention it right at the beginning. What's in the box? This is good. This is great. I like this. Oh, this is really cool. This is really neat. Almost not user-friendly, but just user-friendly enough that that looks unique. Very cool. What's in the expansion pack? Okay, expansion pack. I like it. It does make it kind of hard to really get an idea for the size of them, though. But that is what it is. I mean, if you had it on the table, it's not a big deal. How this whole thing began. You didn't mention the price either. So I always believe that the price should be somewhere seamlessly slipped into this area on the left side. You shouldn't make your buyer have to go over here and actually ask for the price. Because when you're at a store, do you like to? I know this is apples. Somebody might say this is apples to oranges. I think it's closer to apples to, you know, maybe different flavored apples. But when you're at a store, would you rather look on the shelf and know exactly what the price is, or would you rather have to find out the price? Like, go try and find one of those scanny things, or go ask a sales associate, hey, can you check the price on this for me? Like, nobody wants to do that. So I always feel like it should be seamlessly transitioned in here somewhere. So I need the price, I need a reminder of the player count, I need how long it is, age count, age, All right, Quad City Killers started with Dexter asking his best friend Adam if he ever had heard of board games where everyone played as a killer. Okay, so this is about the design of the game. Cool, this is great. But you're serial killers. Is that legal? We wrestled with this thought immediately after we fell in love with the concept. But not actual serial killing, of course, the game. We challenged ourselves to suss out the possibilities for this type of game. Then we made great efforts to slice out the unsavory bits. What's left is a well-balanced breakfast of murderous fun. Okay. I get it that you tried to make it much less, grounded in reality. But I still think that a lot of people are just straight from the get-go. We're going to be like, it's going to be like that Simpsons meme where Grandpa walks in, sees Bart, and then walks right back out when they see the killer theme. Because I think it's just going to turn off so many people. Stretch goals. Cool. Like it. So you can kind of see what they are. Upgraded dexterity and heat tokens. Awesome. Making the components nicer. Upgrade player So this is always a question that people battle with. I battle with it. Where do the stretch goals go? I'm a firm 100% believer that once that it's funded, they should be towards the top to get people just excited and engaged. But when you're not funded, it looks like you're putting the cart in front of the horse. Or the horse, one of the two. Something in front of something else. And so I guess I don't have an issue with it down here. But if something does get turned around, totally bump that up, though. So what do we got? Risk and challenges, no price, no shipping either. I didn't see shipping. That's a bad one. That's a real bad one. You got to have something on shipping. Now, hopefully it's covered somewhere else. So, you made me look over here. Let's look at the price of the game. $5, Trophy Hunter, Souvenir Player Token, Souvenir Prey ID Card. Okay. It is what it is. I don't mind a little trinket here or there. I'd also maybe have a thank you level. Or an access to the Pledge Manager level. Or you're probably not going to have a Pledge Manager. Maybe not. I don't know. I shouldn't assume that. But I would have a thank you or something like that. The early bird. Okay. Cool. $35. So what is be the second on your block? Be the second on your block to receive the Quad City Killers game. Who's the first? I don't get it. Note, if you add 15 to your bid, no, it's not a bid, it's a pledge or a back, but bid just sounds weird. If you add $15 to your bid, you will also receive our first expansion pack. Okay, so this is I would not recommend that because get your copy of our Quad City. Wait, this is okay. So this is the regular one. Oh, this is the early bird. Okay, I understand that. Never mind, early bird. So this is the regular one. It's gonna be $45. Cool. You want to get the expansion? $60. Cool. The complete editions. What? So one isn't enough. Why not go on a spree and get two? Okay. Okay. The submissive. With this reward, you'll become the likeness for one of our prey. Okay, so this is good stuff. People like this. People get excited about this stuff. And yeah, 69 left to 72. I might, because I definitely think the video could use some sprucing up. Maybe mention that towards the end, like a little peeker. And if you're excited about this, you can even be a character in the game. That sort of like thing. Because that's the kind of thing that gets some people excited. And if you got, what is it, $125 just to throw around? Whatevs. Be more than just a player with you. You'll become the likeness for one of our serial killers. So yeah, also big one. And those are the kind of whales that when you get a couple of those bouncing, that then means that you're gonna get some more buzz here because you're gonna be getting more funding. So I would totally be mentioning that potentially in the video or earlier because look at this. Look at it from this perspective. I went down your entire page, top to bottom. And I just now found out that I could be a character in this game? No, you got to mention that earlier. 750. You'll get what you deserve. Haven't you always wanted to be special? So of course you trust right. This reward includes the QCK board game in a custom wooden trophy box. Ooh. Okay. People like this. Like once you start talking about custom boxes, one-of-a-kind items, or in this case, three-of-a-kind items, special, exclusive stuff, then you really start getting the fear of missing out. Because someone right now with that much money, who maybe he or she's a programmer, they have play in the NFL. Who knows? They got tons of money. If they're interested in this, they're like, well, yeah, I want to have the nicest version of it, period, because this game looks cool to me. I want to hunt and kill my friends. And they just dropped that $750 on you, but they had to go all the way through this, to get it. You made them go so far. Like, that is literally the last thing they might potentially look at, because they have to scroll all the way down. So I would mention all that stuff way earlier, because there's just so much cool stuff going on here. Like, and don't forget, right from the jump, I still kind of, until I started watching the video, I remember I thought maybe it was like one of those down at the library with a monocle, acting and doing puzzles and trivia game stuff. Like one of those things. And it's not. It's a board game. Very clearly a board game. It looks like a cool board game. So, let's check out updates, comments, because, you got to keep people engaged. You got 50 backers. You got to try and turn that into some buzz somehow. A couple of you asked if the expansion pack could be purchased with the first on the scene and early bird pledge levels, and the answer is yes, obviously, haha. Just add 15 to the pledge, and we will include expansion pack with the... Okay, so I normally don't like having too messy of a right side there where all the pledges are, but if this is like one that people are really going to want, because if someone's interested in a game and they're like a hardcore gamer, probably, they're going to want the whole experience. That generally is how it works. When you offer the core game and then the core game plus an expansion, look at Kickstarter after Kickstarter after Kickstarter. The overwhelming majority of people want the whole enchilada. I don't want half the plate. I want the whole thing. And to not just have it as a pledge level, it's just adding an extra layer of complexity to your customers, is how I see it. So, launched, it's 1 day old. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. So you have 50 backers in 1 day. That's not bad. I was thinking this was a week or two old. So this is definitely still something we could turn around. But I would maybe retool some things, because still a lot of time left and a long way to go. A full playthrough video might be super fun to see. Absolutely. That's the other thing. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I didn't forget that. You gotta have videos. And you took so many videos. Like, that was the thing. Yes, how is that? Thank you, Moen. Yeah, you have so many of those videos intertwined, but just a gameplay video. So I can just sit down while I'm doing dishes and just 45 minutes of just doing the dishes and like, okay. Ooh, that was cool. I like how the action cards get played. Like, I still, honestly, because I kind of glazed over some stuff, I don't know how the game's played. You got to use those buzzwords, and you'll find those buzzwords on Board Game Geek. What other games is your game like? I don't know. I didn't get that impression from anything you said. And I think that's really important to kind of set yourself apart by making yourself part of something else. Like, if you tell me a game plays, I'll give you an example. If you tell me a game plays like Race for the Galaxy, I'm immediately intrigued. 100%. Interest is piqued. Ears dripping, ready to hear. I want to know exactly what the game's about. You say deck building. You say worker placement. I'm like, oh, I want to know. I want to know what you are doing unique and different about that mechanism, or what your cards are doing, or what's cool about what you're doing. And I didn't. You got to get the buzzwords, I think. The big buzzwords. Love the idea of the game. However, was just wondering why the shipping was so high. Where was the shipping? I'm assuming you're not in the U.S., if that's correct. We did our best to estimate where was the shipping. Did I miss the shipping? All right. Control F, ship. We've seen a few campaigns where you get dozens. Okay, I did just miss everything. No. Where is the word shipping? Are they over here? Shipping. I don't see... Does it say where the shipping is? Anywhere in the world. All right, so let's go to the pledge level. Shipping. Be the second on your block to receive your quantity, so you get it June. It's $35. Yeah, I don't even see anything about shipping. Is it in the update? Did I miss it in the update? Is that where it was? No additional shipping required. Oh no. You gotta be very careful. Shipping, so, you gotta be very careful. You need to lay out your shipping right now, because I will tell you from personal experience. I did a Kickstarter way back when. 500 copies. We sold like 488 of them. And I had to ship 2, like, really international. Like, some were like UK, Canada, Germany, Switzerland, stuff like that. But some of them were like South America, Uganda, like horror like stuff, and those were insanely expensive. Like a small envelope being like $50-$60, crazy. So unless I missed it, you got to lay out your shipping, even if it's just guesstimates, because that's the other thing. And yeah, the more I think about this, one thing that a lot of people do that I think I would wholeheartedly recommend is I don't know what size your box is. What's the box look like? Inside the box, what's in the box? Cool, what's in the box? What's the box look like? Is it a pandemic-sized box? Is it a ticket-to-ride-sized box? You know, it clearly doesn't look like it's going to be a minis box. How many times can I fold up this board? You know, maybe it's like what size box is that? What is the shipping? I don't know any of those things, and in order for me to be a Kickstarter that I really can recommend, I feel like they always have to hit three main factors. You got to tell me why I need it. You got to tell me why you can do it, and you got to tell me how much it's going to cost. Those are the three. So, that you can do it, you told me that. That's one of the three. You seamlessly intertwine that into your video. I have faith that this is a solid game based on how many times I saw people playing it. Because I know a lot of board games that don't get played nearly as many times as they should before they get released. So I saw that. I like that. Also, okay. But what were the other two? The other two were how much is it going to cost? I don't see the shipping. You made me come over here to find the price. I don't see the shipping, so I'd be much more upfront about that. And the last one is, can you do it? No, yeah, can you do it? So you got it. So I would lean in your strengths. I would be very upfront about the price, because I don't think like the price is bad. $35 for a board game, you know, the early bird, and then it goes to $45. That's not a bad price. You know, that's if this is like a pandemic sized box, I'm like, okay, $45, cool. What's up? What's the shipping? Still don't know the shipping. How do I find the shipping? Where is the shipping? Where she said, why is the shipping so expensive? But where was the shipping? Information. I still don't see it. I'm in the UK, and it does appear my question. One last thing I was wondering is about like things like import tax and VAT. Is all that included already, or would that be something I'd have to pay for it later? Thanks, Moen. I believe they are already included, but we're new to international shipping, so we'll do our best to be fair with everyone. Let me regurgitate that one real quick. That's not the right word. Let me simmer on this one. I'm in the UK, and it does answer my question. Awesome. Spectacular. On point customer service, by the way, so far. One last thing I was wondering about are things like import tax and VAT. Is that all included already, or would that be something I'd have to pay for later? I hope for all the best with the campaign. So, I believe they are already included, but we're new to international shipping. So I don't like the last sentence. I think that's what it is. So we'll do our best to be fair with everyone. I feel like you're bringing a whole different tone into that than there was, because now it's just, but we're new to international shipping, so we will double check that and get back to you ASAP. I think that is the strategy I would went with there, because I feel like she's just, because I don't know that much about import tax or VATs as well, because it's scary stuff. But I don't know. Maybe it might be just me. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So I have a question. Is the expansion going to be an add-on? The base game plus expansion is $60, which means the expansion is $15 since the typical base game is $45. However, the first to arrive are paying only $30 or $35 for the early bird for just the base game, which means to switch to receive the expansion would make the expansion essentially cost $30 or $25. It seems like a bad trade-off. Cheaper price plus no expansion, or regular price plus expansion, it means some of the people who actually are among the first backers are not getting any benefits since they want the expansion. Wow, that was a lot. Let's see. Woo! You know, that was professional tennis. The ball went way past me. Let's see how Kyle answers. Come on, Kyle. Those rewards levels are to entice people to pledge early. I believe you can change your pledge amount at each level. Yes. So if you add $15 to your pledge, we add an expansion pack. We're also planning on offering the expansion pack as an add-on. I hope this helps. So if you add $15 to your pledge, we add an expansion pack. We are also planning on offering the expansion pack as an add-on. Okay. That sounds redundant, but I know it's not. Because I believe what he's saying is you can add $15 and say, instead of just, giving us $25, you give us $40, and then we'll just know to throw the expansion in there. So it's like we're kind of circumventing a step in the process, but we're also going to have said step in the process. So I feel like just the way it's phrased there, it just kind of made my brain melt for a second, but good. And then more than one person on here. That's great. That's great. That's what I like to see, and I always say that. You should be totally have more than one person handling the comments, especially if they have different sleeping schedules. That's the best, because then you can be covering different bases at different times, being more active. Yes, it definitely does clear it up for me. Thank you. Awesome. Excellent. Perfect. You might want to add that expansion pack as a $15 add-on to the campaign page. It isn't clear at all. Okay. Thanks for the feedback. It doesn't seem like we're able to have add-ons at this time. We were told by Kickstarter that option has been beta tested and will roll out sometime in the future. I believe we'll be able to offer it in the surveys. You might want to add the... Yeah, well, I mean, you're not actually adding it. I think they're just saying, hey, just say you're going to do it. Like, oh, it will be an add-on. Like, don't say we're going to add it as an add-on. Just say it's an add-on. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, look at it. Look at it from... They're the same thing. They're interchangeable, but I think it sounds just better when you're like, yeah, it's going to be one of the add-ons. It's just like, oh, yeah, that's something we thought of. Unless I'm misunderstanding, because there definitely seems to be some confusion right there on that, and hopefully that's been remedied. Most campaigns say something along the lines of adjust your pledge, and at $15 for the expansion, you'll be able to note what the money is in for the subject. Something to take, oh, yes, Hair 10, and this is why you love super backers, and you coddle the super backers, and you say, I love you, Hair 10. Please keep coming back and giving me these little morsels, because they are like me, and they look at tons and tons of Kickstarters, so they know what they like, they know what they don't like, they know what's helpful, they know what's not helpful, they know all these little things, and so when they're giving you advice, perk those ears up, especially for the super backers. Super important. Because those are the ones that maybe... maybe like, all right, I really like this project, and I'm at the end of it, and maybe it's like the last 48 hours, and it's like, we're creeping towards the end, and they're like, you know what? I'd like to see this game made, and I'd like to have myself in the game, and boom, you got yourself one of those. Because I've had one of those. I've had one of those who came through at like the 11th hour, and I was like, whoa, amazing. So you got to give people the opportunity to do that, though. And hopefully that is something that you can do. Oh, we got you now. We added a note to Early Bird, and awesome. Awesome. You coddled him. You gave him exactly what he wanted. Say, yeah, thank you. Awesome. Spectacular. So on-point customer service. Like the customer service. And there you go. Whew, that was an in-depth one. Because, this is a $5. I got paid $20 for that one. I dug a little bit deeper, but for sure, got to get on Board Game Geek. Absolutely, 100%. Get on Board Game Geek. Figure out what your buzzwords are. Action selection, hand management, asymmetrical special abilities, variable player powers, variable setup. Any of these words, if they are applicable to you, start interweaving those into this. Get the people excited, because you got to realize most of the people here on Kickstarter, they're not your gateway gamers most of the time. They're people who are deeper into the hobby. They know the verbiage, so you don't have to try and talk to them with kids' gloves. You can use the terms that are really going to, kind of cut through the fat and tell them what kind of game they're expecting, which I think is something that you should do, because, and this kind of connects back to the original point, which was the initial image. I thought it was not potentially a board game, And so if I don't think it's a board game and I'm just scrolling through here, do I take the time to click on it if I have absolutely no interest in what I think it is? No, because there's 100 other board games that I could be looking at right now. So I might potentially make it a little bit more evident that it is, in fact, a board game. But there you go. That is Quad City Killers. Murderous fun for the whole family. Woo! Super in-depth one. If you're enjoying what I'm doing, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below. Also, let me know in the comments below. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I'm a freaking moron who needs to shut my mouth? Let me know in the comments below, because I love hearing the differing opinions, because obviously this is just a random person just spouting out. And so I love hearing the differing sides of things. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.